Police report reads like a dream for most people. Not mine.
It's what?
I quit doing cocaine years ago. What I wanted to say was, thanks for nothing, you dumb bitch. If I see him off...
You know how smart crows are?
And I'm not trying to say...
He's fabulous.
My mom is friends with the gays, buddy. You gotta reel that shit in. I don't really come off as a guy who's understanding anyway. So.
No.
That's the problem with marijuana is you don't...
Why did you go back here?
I don't care that Harami got shot! And so earlier before we got here, you asked, what's on my mind? How often do you think, because you know me really well, and I actually pretend you don't know, who gives a shit? How often do you think I'm just oppressing the shit out of people out there? Or invoking toxic masculinity or whatever the f*** is going on? Or it used to just be being a dick. We'll just call it that. Because I'm not asking your stupid face to comment on when I know I'm being a dick. I'm asking you, like, how often would you say I'm not aware of the fact that I'm being a complete asshole to someone? It's a lot, isn't it? Is it more than how often people die in hospitals because doctors make mistakes? Because that happens a lot, by the way. I don't think we should start in on doctors this week. We'll leave them alone for this week. I'm gonna put this thing. I assess that if I'm able to move this, that means it's not tight. It's actually... Are you going to answer the question, guys?
Oh my God, are you giving me a... Can I go? Is it my turn?
How often do you...
Red light? Shit. Yeah.
What if we put it up here?
And let it fall into place? I honestly don't even remember the question.
How often do you think I am unaware?
Oh, of how... were you aware of me leaning into the mic to answer this question several times?
But I don't...
And even before you got to the question to say something?
I think the important thing to remember there is that I don't have any respect for you whatsoever. But I don't feel that way about everybody. The general public.
Well, that's tough to say, because
if
it's just based off my experiences with you.
I asked how's it going to this girl, and it just dawned on me that might be like kind of like a pain in, like, I don't know if she's not the kind of person that's going to be like, you're toxic or anything like that, because she's not a dumbass bitch. But she is a pain in the ass. And like, maybe I'm doing more harm than good by trying to be nice. You know what I mean? Get the answer I needed and just move on. Don't even respond. I think this is going to fall again. Oh, that's why, because this one isn't tight at all. It's kind of hard to see where this is falling from. I don't know. Oh, dude, I have... Yeah, dude, like, just take a guess. So let's just say the reason why a lot of people die in a hospital, like there was a show I used to watch, and it was like every doctor's killed somebody. It's just a matter of time. Do you know what I mean? You're playing that game. Every mechanic has... a car and you have to bring the car back, something along the, or maybe somebody died in a car accident. I don't know. Let's go worst case scenario. A lot of you mechanics out there have killed some motherfuckers with your negligence. Okay, and I'm not coming after mechanics. I'm just saying. Me, I'm tasked with communicating at a high level, most of the time.
How about our airplane mechanic friend that finds wrenches inside turbines and shit?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's terrifying.
Nah, I'm not going there. He could lose his job for this. Nobody gets fired from Belsire, bro. People get fired.
Talking about his name.
People get fired from
He didn't leave him there.
Oh, let's say he works for Delta Airlines. People get fired from there all the time.
I mean, we could have just been completely making something up. You went straight for Delta for no reason at all.
Well, so I invoked one of our dear friends last week into our conversation. We actually did publish it. I never
said anything about the circumstances.
No. So I want to bring my other degenerate friend into this one. I want him to watch it, and I want him to have to watch it this long, because we're not going to tell him what time we start talking about it. And I want him to know, I didn't just rat you out to the FAA, you piece of shit. And I had every opportunity to do that. That makes me a good friend. That's all. Right there, I was aware I was being a dick. How often would you think, let's say 10 exchanges with somebody, there's a chance I'm being a dick. What's the volatility level on that? What's the odds I'm probably being a dick and I'm not aware of it? Or that they'll just misinterpret me.
I don't know. I feel like you're always aware that you're always being a dick.
But let's include... Okay, buddy. Listen, let's include you know how like people misinterpret you sometimes. I don't know about you, but like I often like people misinterpret me, and they think I'm an asshole because they don't understand what I'm saying, and then I have to go the extra step and actually become an asshole by being like, "You're so stupid, you didn't get it, you idiot." Ha ha ha. But I'm not that smart. I'm not a smart guy, dude. I'm not a no. But how about this? People taking me the wrong way. Let's combine that with me accidentally being an asshole to somebody. Right? I'm trying, bro. I'm trying to clean it up.
Should clean it up.
How often do you
should also do an intro
for what?
The show.
Oh yeah, no. It says right there. You can't see it because the lights are pointed right at it. But we can dim those in post. And when I say we can dim those in post, what I mean specific.
That was off.
Is this water in there now?
Sure.
So you just keep taking booze out of that bottle and putting it in that bottle?
It's water. Spicy water.
I don't know what I'm doing with my life. But it goes on.
This is not my breakfast. I'm Casey Jones. And he's...
Don't ever he's me again. This isn't the fucking Price is Right. I'm Trent. He's Casey. This is not my breakfast. It's that simple, bud. And stop staring at the camera again. I can see you wanting
I didn't look at the... I didn't at all.
All right, ready? Do it again.
The whole thing?
Let's. How about this? You know what? You're right. That was me. That was mean-spirited. Let's go again. Ready?
All right.
Fuck it. He clapped. I don't. Ugh.
That's the
I don't understand. They know.
You know the like you seen the movie edits and shit where they got the clipboard with the slapper thingy on it. I don't know.
I thought I gotta be honest.
It's a marker.
I gotta be honest with you.
Marker maybe.
I gotta be honest with you. It's like the old ones with the digital stop clock on it. It saves the times every time, and it would save it to a little like floppy disk
so that
thing.
you can edit everything.
Right now, what I want to know is, 3 billion years ago, why did they do that in the 50s? Do you know? I can answer that for you. They would write on there when it was, and then they would slap it down, and the camera would say boom, and this is where we're cutting from. And if they say it was a good cut, it started at this time.
It's to sync the audio to the video.
Right on.
And editing.
I think that since the dawn of, let's call it, I don't know, 9/11 happened, and then digital cameras were all everywhere. I think since then, keeping track of which cuts are which, if you're making a movie.
Who went to a film school?
No, I went to a film class, you idiot.
Yeah.
No, I don't know anything.
I went to a film school.
Yeah, but it's stupid. Like, how do you not know which one was a good take? You just delete the other ones. It's a goddamn iPhone. It's a goddamn arbitrary position. If you're the sign guy in a movie, you should be unemployed. You. All right, take 4.
Who else is gonna do it?
You would be the perfect guy with the box. He's got his little take number 78 of.
All right, shut the hell up. I'm Casey, he's Trent, and this is Not My Breakfast.
That was better-ish. Let's do this one. Ready?
I hate you.
Now I want you to try this one. You're going to say, I'm Casey, I'm Trent.
That's what I was trying to do earlier.
Right. Now let's do it, though. Let's do it. I quit doing cocaine years ago. Everyone knows that about me. First of all, I'm going to murder your family.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm gonna...
Hello? I'm aware. Okay, in the middle of recording. I'm not being a douche. I'm just telling you this one. How is that being a douche? Was that being a douche?
I was asking you earlier if I'm accidentally doing this. In my opinion,
am I accidentally being a douche?
If I were you, I'd be like, hey, listen, I'm gonna hang this phone up. I wouldn't even answer the phone, and I would have showed the video.
Well, I had to because it's interrupting the.
No, here's how fucking terrible I am. I would have then showed the video later on to the person whose phone call I ignored, and be like, this is me ignoring your phone call.
Yeah, you're kind of a dick all the time. Told you.
You know what? I'm gonna call my dad and ask him if this is the reason why he always tells people I'm a dumbass.
Please do.
Nah, he's not gonna answer.
Oh,
he knows.
Do it.
The only time he answers, you know how most people, parents are like,
call your brother.
Hey, don't call. I mean, you know how people are like, I'm not answering that phone. It's so late. They called so late. It's got to be that something is wrong. If I call my dad at 2:30 in the morning, this guy answers the phone.
It's not
like
2:30. It's
no.
I'm
I'm talking about a different scenario. God damn with your... Oh, yeah, I changed my... Look, I got my niece on there. Isn't that cute? Boom, boom, boom. Anyway, so you know when you call your parents late and like, oh, my heart just stops. My old man doesn't answer the phone during business hours, but if you call him at 2:30 in the morning, he's like, hey, how's your night going? I'm like, damn, drunk. He's like, well, yeah. He's not ever surprised. The guy's never shocked by what he hears. There's times where I've done some pretty shocking shit that shocked a lot of people, and he was just like, well, eventually that was, what did you think was going to happen? So I'm always asking the guys I work with, whenever I make a mistake, I'm like, God, do you think this is why my dad tells everybody I'm a dumbass? And they just like kind of chuckle. But I just beat that shit to death, dude, because he doesn't say it to anybody, but I can see it in his eyes when I get there, Anyway, I'm Trent.
I'm Casey.
This is not my breakfast. I feel like I hope we got a good one. We did the not my breakfast. What we should do is film one and put that.
You know which one you are?
Well, yeah, because you told me. But I'm
You're a dick.
I'm the sausage with crazy shoes.
Yeah.
And you're the cracked egg.
Yep.
The cracked out egg.
Mm.
Why does
fried.
The sausage kind of looks fabulous, if you know what I'm saying? It looks like he's off to a different kind of party than the one I'm off to.
I mean,
it doesn't look like the one I'm off to doesn't exist, so I get it though. I'm a dick, and you're that commercial with Rachel Lee Cook from the early 2000s where she smashes the egg with the frying pan and talks about not smoking crack. That's you. You're the result.
I wanted to get a Dare shirt, but they didn't have one in my size.
Dare to keep kids off drugs.
Got this one instead.
I think that was just a bad marketing scheme. I don't know if anybody doesn't know what Dare is. When you were in like elementary school in the mid 90s, they had Dare. It was drug abuse resistant. I don't know what the it was, but basically cops. Because cops aren't. I don't know what life everybody else.
Shout out to Officer Mike. Didn't work.
Well, not his fault though. When I was a little kid, I had a lot of police car toys, but I never had the aspirations to be a police officer. In my life, anytime the police were involved in something bad was happening. So then they bring the cops to school, and I'm like, what's going on? And that was a real feeling I had. And they're like, we're here to talk to you guys about drugs. And I'm like, what are those? At age 6, 7-ish. And they tell you a lot more than you should probably know. I understand it probably had some effect in the inner cities for expediting the process of educating the youngins.
I mean, it did keep me off of them until after I was out of the Army.
All I learned was I made a joke when I was in like 3rd grade during one of the DARE presentations, and what I learned was
and then I could think for myself.
What I learned was don't make jokes to police officers. That's what I learned when I was, You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Every now and then you get like that clean joke.
Yeah.
If you're Gabriel Iglesias with a stupid donuts joke, you get the donuts joke when you're Gabriel Iglesias. If I get pulled over, they're like, "Can I see your driver's license and registration?" And I'm like, "Mother, here's my credit report and my social security number too. In fact, you can come over to my house." My sister. I love that line. So Dare was basically a very failed attempt. It was part of like the
we already said that.
Yeah, and I have so many applications for tinfoil. But it wasn't until I learned how to cook crack in tinfoil that I really fucking knew who I was as a person. And that happened in 3rd grade because they come in there and they're like, if somebody offers you some cocaine, what are you going to say? And everyone's like, no! Dude, nobody in your life is just walking up like, hey, you want some free coke? Unless you're real cool, okay? That's what I've learned from the time I'm 8 to the time I'm 32.
No one wants to give it away.
That's not true because it's the only drug you don't want to do by yourself. And meth probably. I don't know, do meth. I don't do drugs at all. But my point is, I think you kind of have to have a certain at least a thimbleful of self-respect to be able to acquire certain drugs. It's the losing whatever tiny amount of self-respect you have, and that leads you down that dark path. And anyway, I learned all that from the police in 2nd grade. That's basically my point. But at my house, I have a bunch of Dare bumper stickers, if you want one. God, I have something going on.
Yeah, we'll put one on this laptop.
I got something going on. You got any Tums on that laptop? Fucking pour them in. I don't know what's going on with me
lately.
Got
some Trident.
I don't know what's been going on with me lately. I've been sleeping like regular hours, and I've been trying to make new friends. I think that's probably the creepiest thing you can say to somebody, though, when you're 30 plus years old. I don't know, though, dude, because like you hear about old people getting together and fucking playing pickleball.
You know, it's really hard to edit this together if you don't stop for at least a second.
No, I don't really give a shit about all the work you have to do.
Yeah, but
you do.
You can't see it. Like it makes it easier to.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to talk about something, dude. I'm just trying to
I know.
Going.
Well, I got a couple.
Well, listen, don't ask me to be on your show if you don't like the way I do it. And by the way, I noticed you've been posting this on your personal TikTok. Where's the show's TikTok? Where's the show's channel, buddy?
What are you talking about?
Where's the show merch? Where's my cracked egg shirt?
Fucking, you know what?
Casey, you know what? You know what? You know you are?
I don't actually know how to get to it.
You know what that
TikTok,
egg is?
dude.
That's the egg that got smashed by Rachel Lee Cook in the 90s, buddy. That's your brain on crack, you crackhead.
There. Hey, look.
I don't feel like we need to be mean to each other.
Oh, well, you're being a oppressive dick. Look.
I've been dealing with toxic masculinity.
Not My Breakfast channel.
That's my boy. Yo, how am I getting paid from this if ever?
Well,
firstly, we have to generate
anything. Yeah.
And also, I'll fucking murder you if you just don't pay me.
I will beat you with that.
What's crazy
dagger.
is I just quit a job not that long ago, a real job, and I was really scared these people weren't going to pay me, and there was never an issue. They paid me. In fact, I got paid like 4 days earlier than I was supposed to, and they were like, hey, man, we're really going to miss you and stuff, and they were like very genuine about that. I'm so not trusting of people that when I do better for myself, I think people are going to be like negative about that. This is kind of my first experience in life of me doing better for myself, where people were like, hell yeah, baby, that's you. You got it, girl. Yeah. And all kinds of other nice stuff. Pretty fucked up. I'm not saying other people haven't been supportive. I might have been negligent to realize that because of all the things I don't care about. Like them. I don't know, dude. Did we start the show? We kind of informally start this show, don't we?
Always do.
And then we do like 17. Well, my baby, here's my day today. I woke up and I said, oh, I get out of work early today. And then I f***ed up because I'm an idiot and my dad thinks I'm a dumbass.
I think we did this part already.
I don't know, dude. I just keep thinking about how my dad thinks I'm stupid. And he probably
call
doesn't,
him.
dude.
Call him and ask him.
Why don't we call your fucking dad? Didn't we talk about your dad in one of these shows? He doesn't have TikTok. He doesn't have YouTube. He doesn't even have the internet.
Barely has internet. He has internet just so he can stream Yellowstone.
Guys up there still like inventing new ways to
smoke meats.
I was gonna say jerk off.
Smoking meats and smoking trees.
That guy's still finding new ways to enjoy himself. Not me, buddy. I know what I like.
Hanging with the neighborhood.
Yeah, I want some crack.
Got their own little commune thing going on up there.
So you had some things you wanted to talk about. I guess I did too. We in previous weeks.
It's good to have talking points for a podcast.
Yeah, I feel like let's get some structure going. We've been criticized a bit openly for jumping right into racism. We've been criticized openly for.
We is a strong word. You.
Oh wow, we're not on the same team then. All right then. Well, if you're gonna be a humongous bitch about it,
I wasn't the one that got all distracted by shiny things.
I'm still
on
kind of
the
hung
shelf.
up. At 9:30 this morning, I watched a man make another person get down on their knees and bark like a dog. So I'm just kind of.
What are you into?
And it's not even sexual. This is in a business environment. These kids make a bunch of money. And this guy was like, "Come on, I want to hear you go, erp, you little bitch." This is how these talk to each other. And then at the end of the day, they shake hands, they hug.
Sounds like workplace
they say,
harassment.
"I love you, and I'll see you at home." But it's not like that though. They're just boys. These are just our friends. I realize like I work with a lot of younger people than myself. I'm much younger, and I'm just like I aspire to have friendship like that, but just not with them. I mean. No, actually, that's a lie, dude. I love these fucking kids. I got a new job. I love these guys I'm working with. And it's just so weird to like hear people like have like friendly banter. I don't have that other than when me and you hang out. Because any banter.
It's just you being an oppressive dick.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But, if you meet the right friends, you can just be like, ah. You can be like, what's up, my boy? And then call each other the most horrible fucking shit you've heard all day. And this is fucking weird. But I've just been enjoying. I have a new job, and I've really just been enjoying like watching other friends be friends. It's been weird. I don't watch them like a fucking leering old man, but I'm like, this is a good environment for me. All right. I'm sure it could be dubbed as toxic masculinity, but when I was a little kid, it was just called masculinity. All right, so you're gonna have to give me like 3 more years before I understand that. And I'm not trying to say that all these relationships are healthy, but these bros are fucking cool, man. They hello, man. How are you? Thank you. You're welcome. Every fucking transaction they make verbally ends with a fucking kind thing, and it's fucking insane to me because I come from an environment where someone calls you and like, "Hey, face, what are you doing?" And they don't even want to hang out with you. They just wanted to call you to remind you how much they fucking hate your guts. So I started analyzing this, and I realized it could be because I'm a dick. I'm just not a nice guy. But I like my new friends. At 32, I've made new friends, and I feel treasured to have them. I'm trying to get people vaping, bro. No, dude, did you see that stupid shit? That's so dumb. People are like, there's like asbestos in that. I'm like, that there's crack and crack.
It's what?
There's crack and crack, bro.
No, the other thing.
Asbestos or whatever the fuck. I don't know what's in there. Here's what I do know. There's crack and crack. And people smoke crack. And I don't see you bothering crackheads. Why don't you go bother them crackheads, get them off the crack, and you come talk to me about my shit. That's how I feel about people who want to judge you and say, do better. F*** you. Anyway, we're going to start the show from right here. This is the moment we're going to get serious. Ready? So you called me earlier and said, hey, think of some topics. And for the first time in weeks, I realized I didn't really have anything I wanted to talk about. I didn't have anything I needed to get off my chest. There's a lot I could say. The fact that we both are.
How about you shut the hell up for a second and let me fucking say something?
No, that's what I was getting at. Hang on, let me finish. I think that the show should take a new turn. I've noticed that in the 19 hours of footage we have, I've talked for 19 hours of it. So I'd really like it. Unload on me, my baby.
Still have to just say the thunder.
Yo, my baby, I said it's your turn. Oh my God! He took his Coke cans out. Fuck! It's because I was mad at you. You cleaned this whole place up.
It was full when I cleaned.
Your mother has been asking you to clean your room for 30 years. I asked you to do it for 3 weeks, and it's done. Done, my baby. Oh my God! You pile of shit. 3 weeks I've been bitching. You clean this whole place up. It's amazing. You know what? I don't know why people are so upset about having me come over. I come over, I judge the fuck out of you. You clean your life. Look at how happy you seem today. You had a kind of a mildly bad... You're being a douchebag. Bitch, we are busy. We got stuff to do. Look at how hard you're working for this. Motivation is the fucking key to everything, my boy. I'm fucking motivated. And...
Why would there be...
Why would 7 people ever come here? Why would 1? But here you are now. You are a fucking specimen of clean. This place is immaculate. And by the way, the decorating, my boy, you even dusted the fucking paint. What? No, you probably just didn't have to do that. I have heartburn. Well, buddy, what's on your mind?
I have a couple things now.
Oh, no. Now I got to tighten this back up again. Come here, you. Oh, yeah. I think cameras, motherfucker. There you go. Here, let me do it again. What's up, buddy? Let's get into the brass tacks. I actually have nothing to talk about. I'm upset, and I'm done.
All right, well, tell me the worst movie you've ever seen in theaters.
I've been thinking about this.
Fucking paying a ticket for.
I know it wasn't a very long movie. I'm trying to think of what it was. It was like early 2000s for sure. Worst movie I've ever paid money to see that I thought was gonna be good, but ended up not being so fucking great. Man, I'm gonna go super unpopular opinion here. And this is gonna bother people, which is good. Anchorman, dude. I just don't remember thinking it was that fucking funny when I saw it.
Which one?
The second one is fucking dog shit. I mean, Anchorman Deuce. That movie sucked. The first one, when I went and saw it, wasn't that funny. But no, man, I'm trying to think. There's a movie in there. There's one in there that I remember like we all thought was gonna be just fucking awesome because all the people that were in it ended up sucking.
Tell you mine.
It's probably the one I'm trying to think of, dude. Did we go together to yours?
So I got 1.5.
Cop and a Half is a great movie.
I got
irrelevant. But
I got one that like the first half, like basically half the movie. I don't know really what time it comes in it, but Dewey Cox Walk Hard. We saw that one together in theaters. And I remember at one point even looking at you. Oh, when he like in the beginning when he fucking chops his brother in half. Spoiler alert. When he chops his brother in half.
A lot of those movies ended up being better.
I remember looking at you and you were like, "This is fucking terrible."
Now that one didn't.
And then we sat because we were like, well, we basically like had the agreement. Like we fucking paid. Like we got popcorn. We might as well hang out. Like we ain't got nothing else happening today. I was smoking
weed by then when that came out.
I wasn't. So.
Oh wait, I just remembered because I was thinking of David Spade this whole time. Go ahead.
So, is it fucking Joe Dirt?
No, fucking Joe Dirt.
I was gonna say, I'm like, are you gonna
if you like Joe Dirt,
start drawing lines in the sand right here? Anyway,
I don't know if Joe Dirt would fly today, bro.
But yeah, but Dewey Cox, we were like sitting there going, this is fucking trash. And then it got to the part where he's all fucking coked up and all strung out. And then he's getting in an argument with the fucking chimpanzee. And he's like, all you care about is fruit and touching yourself. Well, fuck you. And we fucking laughed our asses off at that for like the next 5 fucking minutes.
The best part
and then we were okay with the rest of the movie.
It's weird that we're just talking about movies, but the best part of all those movies is Tim Meadows. I fucking love Tim Meadows. And I have a relationship with Tim Meadows.
We started to die down, and then then it was the end of the movie. And he's like, not even once. And
they do pay for drugs, because we got so many people that we can say this.
You slept with my wife. Both of them. Yeah, and you never once paid for drugs.
You just keep sitting on
Not once.
And honestly, that movie ended up, it aged okay for me. Anything with Tim Meadows, because in 1999, I went to go to matinee. They had free movies for little kids. Mm-hmm. In the town we lived in. I think we went together, and our other cousin was with us, and he was just like, let's just go watch this other movie. And he just took us into a different cinema, and nobody said anything, and we watched Ladies' Man. And that is one of my favorites.
I know I watched it.
The worst movie ever is Dickie Roberts, former child star.
Oh, yeah, that was bad. That was hot garbage.
It is the worst piece of shit you'll ever watch. I've seen Plan 9 from Outer Space. I've watched all the movies on the worst movies you can watch list.
That in fucking film class we had together. So I was also in the same film class.
I must have been in that film class. No, not in high school. I watched it. Yeah. No, I watched it in high school.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about in college, where I learned that Friday stuff. That was in college. Oh. Yeah, they don't let white country boy fucking
I know that. That's what you were talking
Friday.
about. You were just saying you were also in a film class, and I was like, yeah, I was in.
Well, no. I was in media workshop, which is basically us.
We were also in the other. Oh no, that's Tyler.
No, I couldn't. I didn't go to college until I was in.
That was your twin.
I didn't go to college until I was at an age where you had to be pretty serious about it.
Anyway.
And
the other one, bullshit. My full one that I stand by.
The movie, like the worst movie I ever paid money to see.
I fucking hated that I had to pay money to see. And like I felt like I had to because I was already hooked from 6 fucking movies prior, a couple miniseries, Star Wars.
What is the worst movie?
Actually,
oh my God! It's Star Wars!
It's the last Star Wars movie.
Not the last one,
No, the last one was
Episode 3. The most recent ones. I'm talking about
the prequel?
The prequel, Episode 3.
Those aren't great either.
No. That part where
I was a kid. We were children.
That goddamn pussy shit.
What about Rogue One when he just murders like
Rogue One's the best.
He just murders a whole fucking hallway full of guys. But wait. He can hold the thing up on the fucking, like push that guy against the ceiling, disembowel him with the fucking lightsaber, yank all the fucking guns out, beat the shit out of everybody, but he can't go yoink with that fucking disc.
Buddy.
It's because he can feel his daughter on the other side of that shit.
I'll posit a different.
Like,
I'll posit a different opinion.
The
hardcore force of the dark side was controlling everything in that environment. How do you know? We don't know. There's inexplainables. That I'm not. I am not talking about.
You fucking asshole.
Just kidding. All right, buddy. Let's talk about something real quick. Rogue One might be the best Star Wars movie.
Star Wars movie? Yeah, all right.
It might be. Like, it's great. I enjoyed it. I gotta be honest with you. Do I think filmmaking is generally better now than it has always been? No, dude. I feel like it's about capturing your environment perfectly. I'm not a fucking film expert, but for what it's
I'm a
worth.
Return of the Jedi
What's
fan.
the worst movie I ever paid to see? The Matrix. The third one sucked.
Didn't have to pay money to see that one.
I think I had a gift card. Might have had a gift card. Oh, you're talking about what movie I paid to go see?
Yeah, like something like what's the thing you hated? Like you wish you didn't like you could do it in something else. Yeah.
Man, so hard because I've seen so many good movies.
I guess I made a fucking stipulation on there that wasn't necessary.
We could keep adding them. But like also like with that like really the question you're asking at its heart is what's something you had. You
just
know,
wasted your time on.
At least a financial.
And it upset you.
I think you're touching on something very important though, because if you're committing to something financially, you have an expectation for it to be worth your time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if not, because I mean, ultimately, time is fucking money, people. I'll say it. And I guess at the heart of your question, you're asking like, what's something that you were at least in some way emotionally invested enough to then be financially invested in that let you down? And we can start with movies. Cool. A lot of movies. Pretty much anything with Adam Sandler made after Adam Sandler. Because, he's like, there's people in my life who are like, I love Grown Ups, bro. And I'm like,
don't put your foot on that.
Did that last week. It's the second time that's happened to me. I'll clean it up. You
son of a bitch.
Anyway,
that was the hardest part of the whole
like
cleanup.
Adam Sandler,
was
the last
up.
Adam Sandler movie I fucking truly enjoyed until recently, because we will get into the recapturing of the Adam Sandler. But like Anger Management was like the last like Adam Sandler movie, right? And then there was just a bunch of bullshit movies, and now people will watch these old Sandler.
Click was
films.
all right.
Yeah, it was fucked up.
Click was good.
Yeah, I like that one lady from Underworld. I like that movie too. I'm cool, bro. I saw Geely in theaters. I really did. Not good. It's not a good.
I saw parts of it on FX.
I guess I can't really think of a movie example. The Dickie Roberts one, that was
pretty fucking bad.
Malibu's Most Wanted.
It's knocking futz. Sure is, pal.
Oh my god, dude! And Corey Feldman's in that.
Yep.
Yeah, they have like.
So is
It's pretty sad.
Dustin Diamond.
That's the only person I've ever thought of being dead, and it made me laugh. Oh my god, and that includes Hitler. I think about Hitler being dead all the time. I will tell you this: I paid money to see a lot of comedians that have fucking gone up there and just guzzled down a big barrel of shit while they were up there, and I don't think they were having an off night either, because I would then see their special and they're like, and they settled on those jokes that I was like, what, as like their best bits. I think when you go, so you get kind of up to when the special's coming out with some comics, and you get their special show, which is cool, and you can see them when they're kind of like just trying shit out, and I've been very fortunate to know that the special's already done, and then go see the jokes that didn't make it or the other stuff on their mind. I've seen Bill Burr a bunch of times live, and I've seen him 3 times, and not in any one of those times have I heard a joke that ended up on one of Bill Burr's specials. And I'm like, and I died laughing at some of these fucking jokes, like fucking hard laughing. I've seen Rogan twice. I saw Rogan right before the special was being shot, so it was all the special jokes, and I saw him right after it came out, and it was just Joe Rogan being Joe Rogan. It was actually very funny. I've seen Jim Jeffries both ways.
I don't think I've ever seen
Out
Joe
of
Rogan
control.
stand-up.
I think Jim Jeffries might be the fucking best comedy I've ever seen live. And even if you don't, I mean, there was dudes there that clearly did not agree with the political viewpoint that he had, but you can't help but laugh at him.
Right.
Because he's so fucking ridiculous. But I've been let down too. Like, you're like, oh, this guy's fucking funny. And then you get there and like a comedian will suck. And I don't want to get into it too bad. And then like you hear somebody's funny and you don't want to believe it. You know what I mean? So you don't want to have expectations. Like, so I'm to an age, oh my God, this is where we're going with this. I'm to an age now where I really don't expect much for like less than $20. And at $20, I only really expect to be like, it's cool, I can still go to the bar. Over 50, we're like, all right, we're pushing it now, boys. And anything I spend $100 or more on, I expect it to be my fault or someone's getting fucking punched in the mouth. You know what I mean? That's kind of
if you're let down.
Yeah, I mean, because and that might be more of a drug problem. I don't do drugs, but it might be from that mentality of that.
Mm.
You know, from
the residual.
the residual mentality of it. Like, bitch, I gave you $100, and if you take it and I expect you to take it, no big deal. But if I give you $100 and I expect $100 worth of fun, what I'm really only trying to buy with $100 is $20 worth of a good time. The other 80 at the bar, no big deal. So I think $100 for me. That's how broke I am. $100 is kind of like the threshold of like, you better fucking show up. At $20, like, okay, it's convenient, it sucks. I'm still going to the bar. Wow, dude, I might be a dick, man. We've kind of talked a little bit about what a dick I am, but it turns out,
Well, like federally regulated entertainment.
I have very moderated, fucking, like, very objective approach to like, okay, I don't expect much from this, but sometimes you do have high expectations. I would say the biggest letdown ever was probably 9 Inch Nails tickets, bro.
Really?
Fucking sucked. I hated it. And I hate Tool also, but it's irrelevant. I just wanted to throw that in there for all you 9 Inch Nails / Tool fans, because apparently you guys are all in some club together.
I thought there was a story there. No story?
Sucked. No, there's a story. I spent a bunch of money on pavilion seats at Pine Knob to see 9 Inch Nails a long time ago when I was in high school. And
I got one of those too.
And we got there, and everybody was, you know, how you expect them to be. Very weird, and I was very young, so it didn't whatever. And then just weird for the sake of being weird, and then like, anybody who goes, and I was with this girl and a couple other people, and I was like, I just want to murder that guy. Yeah, no, so like the big secret of people who like are not like on the new Twitter page, like the 9 Inch Nails guys and all that stuff, is your fan base is basically predicated on the fact that someone's getting powerhoused with a dick. Anyway, so it's creepy in its own right. So I let that phase me, but also it just sucked. It was just boring as shit. It was just boring. So that, and then I would say music. I've definitely paid a lot of money to go see concerts that suck ass. That's probably the worst one.
The concert that I went to was actually phenomenal.
I'm gonna clean up
but
your books.
The whole VIP lead-in to the concert shit that I thought I was paying for, that was junk.
Hey, I just found a bunch of cash.
Yep. My wallet's down there, too.
Oh, yeah,
Also, there's a honey pot.
Yeah. Sorry, man. But yeah, let's with the concerts though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead. You were saying.
You
know what? I just realized our little logo here might be alienating our potential vegan audience.
Do you think we're gonna have a vegan audience?
I don't really think. I think people.
Do you think
I don't know.
you want somebody sitting through all of your rants that also can't handle looking at a cartoon fried egg and sausage? Like, if they can't make it past the title screen, they are in for a ride.
Something wet. Oh my goodness, my baby. Now,
That's my third point here, is what the fuck is that?
Me saying my baby?
My baby, my boy, what is this?
This is me yelling, dude.
What is this? This is not something
baby.
you've done. This sounds like you're doing
I just realized I'm not ever
imitation.
gonna have I'm not gonna ever have, well, it's not really though. That's actually happening. Like I'm not I don't know. My baby thing that just comes out. My baby. You know.
Sounds like you're almost doing an accent.
It is like an accent, yeah. It happens.
Like it's a very cultural thing.
Yeah, but they don't say my baby.
No.
And there is a they.
I've also been told if they call you my friend.
My friend?
It's not good.
My friend, let me tell you.
But that's
First of all, I don't
not
ever,
an extensive knowledge on it.
This isn't a
Just something I've heard.
This isn't a Middle Eastern thing. My baby. I say my baby. That's what I say. That's my new thing. I'm taking it. This is gonna be my thing now.
Having been in the army, there must kind of a biased training there.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm allowed to talk however I want, though. People generally, they just kind of let me do my thing. I don't really come off as a guy who's understanding anyway, so.
No.
Yeah, I really have the physical appearance of a guy who's like paying attention to like what's wrong in society. Like today, I learned some new slang today.
Uh-huh.
And I had to like Google it. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck these kids are talking about.
Can you use it here?
I honestly
Can we learn a new word today?
I frankly do not know.
Trent's word of the day?
No. Well,
Okay.
I honestly don't know if I can or not. I learned a couple.
Well, I mean, you can say it. We can always Cut it out.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you the dumbest thing ever. A couple of years ago, when I first started, I was working. I just got a new job. I met a friend, and he goes, and we were talking about Mexican food, and I was like, "Fucking." Only thing is, like, everywhere you go, it's like authentic. They just bury shit in cilantro in it.
Go back to Snap Taco.
I don't like it. Shut up, dude. And he goes, "Oh man, cilantro slaps," and I'm like, "What?" But he made like a serious face when he said it, and I didn't know slaps had just come out as a thing. I think.
Even still, that's a weird. It's a weird phrase. Like
I had to call
string of words.
Well, I had to call my nephew and be like, "Hey, bro,
sentence.
When people say something slaps, is that good or bad?" He's like, "That means they like it. That means it's like it's good." And I'm like, "Why don't they be like, I just like that?" And he's like, "Cause come on, bro." He's like, "Hey, like I like apples. Apples slap." I'm like, "Nah, man, it's just not. It didn't work for me. I never really bought into the slaps." But, you know, I have to do that a lot, dude, because the world's moving pretty fast without me. Like, I basically just stayed who I wanted to be. I would say about... Nope, I hate my fucking self, dude.
Did you just try to slip a Ferris Bueller line in there?
No, I fucking hate myself. Not a lot, but, you know, enough.
Well, I mean... Gotta have.
If you say faith right now, I'm gonna choke you with that microphone cord to death.
I wasn't. Well, that's a different song entirely. It's even a different artist. Is it? I was doing
George Michael.
Yeah.
That's George Michael.
I thought you were doing Seal.
No, man.
Was that not Kiss?
No, I'm white, so I don't sound
Kiss
like
from a Rose?
And I don't know how to sing. So when I go, baby, that's Seal. And then the other one is
you do.
Yeah, that's Seal. That's baby. And then you got baby. I don't know. I know you're asking me to stay. You know what I'm talking about? Baby. I don't know. Now you got me all fucked up. What else you got? The movies thing didn't really pan out for us on this conversation, and here's why.
Well, I got to talk.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird story, but most underrated movie of all time, animated film, Titan AE, dude. What a pimp-ass movie.
Dude, great soundtrack. Got fucking...
They got lit all over that bitch. I love lit.
And Dave Grohl's on that shit.
Is he?
Yeah, they Foo Fighters are on it.
I fucking love that movie. Soundtracks were important to me as a young boy. Like
I think that's learn to fly is their
yeah. Well, when MTV started doing like MTV films, I mean I know Ferris Bueller was like technically MTV films. So I'm talking like in the late '90s there was like this boom of MTV films. Like Orange County was one of them, and fucking maybe that could be wrong. It could just be like fusing it all together. But music becomes really important in that in like. There were movies in the 80s that crushed it by having incredible soundtracks, and then it kind of goes away for a little while. Like 92 to 95, movies kind of become about being movies again. And then movies kind of quit having to have any real responsibility whatsoever in the late 90s, but the soundtrack kind of ties you to it. And for me, music really kind of ties me to like what teen angst is supposed to be.
We got really marketing.
Yeah, if I could do any time period of my life over again, I would say it would be the last 30 years. No big deal. And I would just not listen.
I often wonder if like 90s was actually fucking awesome or if it was just awesome because we were fucking 8.
I think that...
and like we didn't have to deal with other shit.
I think the key deduction made there is that we were fucking awesome, dude.
When OJ almost beheaded 2 people.
Remember when you would come
or
home from
like
school?
Basically did behead, not
right.
Almost. I mean, you know what I mean.
Dude,
allegedly.
They drove that bitch out through summer vacation. You get out, like your mom's like, it's 11 o'clock because that's when people eat lunch when you're 8. And
do you remember the OJ thing at all?
I remember that is one of my first like vivid.
Like that is pretty.
So the OJ trial
like
happened
5, so you'd be like 4.
95. No, I was. I mean, because dude, I was home. I mean,
dude, it was fucking up cartoons. That's That's how I remember it. I remember trying to watch fucking cartoons, wanting to watch my morning TV, and I couldn't because the fucking OJ trial was on, and I was like,
no.
What happened here?
I don't know, but I remember when me and my brother started preschool, and we would come home, and OJ shit would be on. And my mom had these white 3.5 pound weights because Richard Simmons was very popular.
I had a white Bronco.
Holy shit. You did. Richard Simmons was very popular. Sweating to the oldies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for some reason, Richard Simmons
My
stayed popular.
second favorite. Whose line is it? Whose line is it anyway?
My mom had
Guess.
these giant weights that probably only weighed 5 pounds, but they were enormous in size. Like these white, like Kathy Island weights or some bullshit. Something from Kmart for sure. And then I remember my mom would stand there and just, my mom's a busybody anyway. She would just be doing some stuff, and then OJ's on the trial. And I didn't get it back then. I didn't understand, but I remember vividly the beginning of it. Here's the parts I don't remember, right? I don't remember, like, I remember, like, as early as, like, the fallout from, like April 29th, 1992. No, I do not remember that, okay? I'm not even 2 years old yet. There's no way. And, like, what kind of transpires from there? Like, my first real memory started in, like, 94. You know what I'm saying?
I have loose memories of earlier, but
yeah, very loose. And my perspective of those are certainly jaded. I remember having a lot of fun in 1995, and then growing up to realize people aren't that much fun. They just didn't have the same sense of, I
remember certain things that happened to me when I was like 3 or 4, because my parents were still together, so I couldn't have been older than 4. Yeah. And I remember things happening, like shitting my pants, falling in the toilet.
I remember being scared of your dad when I was a little kid. And
same.
Like, then as I got older,
still scared of your mom.
Well, my mom's the baddest bitch alive, dude.
She's terrifying.
Let's cut that shit out. But like then I got older, and I'm like a foot taller than your dad. I'm a lot faster than that motherfucker.
Well, my favorite thing to do when I see him is when I come up behind him and I put my head on top of his head. I'm like, what are you doing, little guy?
I'm literally almost a foot taller than you. I'm not a tall man. I am an average height.
5'8", 5'9", in boots.
I'm 5'11"-ish. I don't know. I slouch a lot. I don't know if I can. My soul is about 5'9".
That was one of the things I also got told, that I keep leaning. I keep leaning too forward.
I don't know why I was scared of your dad. He was never like a mean guy or nothing. He's just how he was. I'm scared of my dad sometimes, not all the time. But when that dude raised his voice, people listen, and I'm like, well, that must be effective.
Well, that's the same way I felt with your dad.
I come from an environment.
I think it's just like when you get yelled at by somebody else, or like just.
It's not even a respect thing. It just draws attention to the point, doesn't it? Like when my dad.
Did you remember being like on the playground and having like some parent you don't even know like just yell at you for something, like you did something probably most likely, like you kind of had it coming, but like when they were like, hey. Don't do that. When they were like, hey, don't do that.
Other people's parents were always yelling at me like they thought it was okay. I feel like they took a lot of advantage of the fact that they heard my mom.
I got yelled at for shit I didn't even do.
My mom would yell at me and shit, and other people would then. I feel like people crossed that line though with my mom. Like they would say some shit to me. They felt like they could treat me differently. The thing is, me and my mom always had an agreement. I was completely out of line. I knew that. I knew that from a very young age. My mom never beat. Well, okay. My mom never physically abused me. There was never, like, an emotional component to it. Like, when I was getting an ass whooping, I understood, like, this is why that's happening. She didn't even have to clarify. I knew, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, up, bro. It wasn't, and I'm not going to end this with, I turned out okay. I did not, but I will not ever let myself or anybody else blame my mom for how I turned out. I did turn out okay. I'm one of the best at every goddamn thing I ever touch and do. Why? Because I don't know. Why waste other people's time? Because you know what I hate? People. And if you waste people's time, they ask you a lot of questions. So I don't like. All right. Anyway, all that. We're getting off. The point here is, I had my ass whooped pretty hard a few times by my mom, for sure, and not any single one of those times that I think my mom was just an abusive human being. And even as I got older,
I think they call it Stockholm syndrome.
No, don't. I will tell her. By the way, I will show her what we're up to here. If anyone's gonna make us famous, it'll be that crazy.
I'm terrified the doors.
My mom is friends with the gays, buddy. You gotta reel that shit in.
Yeah, I know. We have an Aunt Greg.
Love him.
He's fabulous. Love him.
Point here, motherfucker, is every ass whooping I ever got, at the time probably there was some trauma happening there, but I gotta be real with you, there was huge gaps in between like real ass whoopings. First of all, my mom's 3'7".
Really blocked everything else out in between.
My dad's not a mean loud man by any means. When my dad yells, it gets
No,
my
but he's got
attention.
that whistle that you can hear from across the grocery store.
But also, like, I got to that point where if my dad felt like it was time to raise his voice, it was more or less about
What's that?
It,
I can't even do it.
it's my dad's way of, and all of it. I come from a generation where a lot of motherfuckers were just mean and loud and abusive, okay? And my dad wasn't like that. But when my dad rose his voice,
Oh yeah, he's the old dad voice.
and even still, dude,
the one
I
that
mean,
comes from the deep.
it was because if he felt like it was time to do
Back
that, it was really just kind of a signal that you weren't respecting yourself, you're not respecting the other person, you're not respecting anybody around you, you're not doing.
Or you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna hurt
You're
somebody
not,
else.
yeah, and more importantly, he was really worried about like how I would feel about that because he knows I'm a very sensitive.
Or
boy.
you just didn't listen to one of the rules.
Well, no, because he didn't really have a lot, but
Don't touch that.
nobody. I'm a very sensitive guy, man. You know what I mean? And my dad likes to interject before I hurt somebody else's feelings because he knows if I do that, I hurt my own feelings. Now, as I gotten older, I hurt people's feelings at their house instead of like in the backyard. You know what I'm saying?
I've used my dad voice on the f***ing kids at work.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you yell at a dog and they like.
Those little happy.
There's just for a second where they're just like, oh shit, what? And I'm like, and then I immediately feel bad. I'm like, holy shit, why does that work so well?
I just do this thing where I just look stressed even when I'm not.
And then they immediately disrespect me right after that because they're like,
Start
you're
looking
not my dad.
stressed. You start looking stressed, and people are like, "Is there more I can do?" I'm like, "I don't say anything, man."
But I laugh inside.
Well, I don't get stressed no more. I got no stress.
Oh.
That was a fucking lie. I get stressed constantly.
And this is real.
And people act like I'm out of line for being stressed and acting how I'm acting. I'm like, bro, it's not. It's not an old school way of thinking that if you are here to do something and you didn't do anything, for me to be like, what the fuck do I need you for? That's not that old school way. Like, I understand that purpose is kind of being reevaluated in the new times, but I have long, way before every qualitative idiot goddamn thing that's happening in the world right now is happening, way before people had to have equal rights and way before people had to be nice to each other and way before respect was a given, not earned, but always given, before all this bullshit, I have long attested that we could do without most of you.
That's not where I thought you were going to go.
Yeah, that's it. I really don't
Oh, well,
care.
I mean, it kind of is because I've been thinking, I keep seeing a bunch of fucking posts about the McDonald's, touchscreen order your own shit queue thing.
People are so upset that they can't yell at a little
They have
tiny
been-
16-year-old white
They've
girl.
already been putting
My
those in for like the
goodness.
last few years. They put those in for like in 2017 or some shit like that. It's like it's not a new. It's not that new. They were.
Bro, remember when people freaked out about not having face-to-face drive-thrus anymore?
I'm just like that seems. If I can also press the buttons on like what I don't want on it, so that I
Oh my god, I don't want to use that
like
either.
when it's wrong, you're still gonna go up and have to talk to somebody.
So I got frustrated as
So
shit.
if
at,
you need to vent your shit at
Dude, I
some
went to
fucking
Taco
high
Bell.
school
I went
kid
to it-
for whatever reason you seem to have, that's still a possibility. You just don't have to do it right off the bat.
I
You
went
can
to
take a breath.
I went to a Taco Bell, and you had to use one of those things. And as I was
We shouldn't talk about food.
as I was getting flustered by not using it very effectively, I realized, you fat f***ing piece of shit. In my head, this is what's happening. It's not you f***ing lazy, useless piece of f*** behind the counter. Internally, I'm like, you fat, miserable f***. You can type faster than anybody you know, and you don't know how to use a touchscreen, anything. You accidentally buy things on purpose that don't have
yourself.
This is me. I'm trying to order on the inside.
Oh,
Right? The real question is, Trent, why would you go inside? I love these people. The service people are the service people, baby. That's a job.
you do get an extra large quesadilla like every time.
It's not even about that. It's about the 17. I order for 4.
No, I don't mean like you don't order it. You just order a quesadilla. They hook you up.
I don't even know what I do. But my point is, I was trying to use the thing, and I got flustered. And I'm like,
That big dick energy.
and I was very stressed. And the girl behind the counter goes, "Sir, do you need help with that?" This is where she looked at the main camera on the laptop, Casey style. And I was like, well, goddamn, if everybody's so stupid they don't know how to use these things, I guess that's pretty much it. Technology is giving people a lot of credit. Like, oh, let's figure it out. And I'm not even like talking about like old people can't figure stuff out. Just generally speaking. But I get it. It creates a behavioral analysis. They're allowed to, they're taking everything you're doing. Every time you f it up, it's learning something from you, right? That's how it all works. And all it learned from me was that I felt really bad about myself, who I am physically, who I am emotionally. I canceled my order. I put it back in. I canceled it again. I canceled it 3 times because they're like, you don't need all that. Because it adds up all the calories on the side. I'm like, really? That's how much that is? How much are you supposed to have? I'm pretty sure it's not 6,000, and I had eaten breakfast that day. And this other motherfucker there just started screaming at the clerk, and here I am, like, trying not to fucking kill myself. And this guy's like, listen here, bitch. I'm like, whoa. We're going to see how this goes, though, of course. You know what I mean? But I've been in these environments. I don't use the touchscreen on the inside because of this one reason here. So all of that story, it doesn't really add up to this one basic equation here. But let's call it that the bar at the bottom of your 3 plus 5, since most of our listeners can't fucking do any multiplication at all. 3 plus 5, here comes 8. The 8th reason why I don't like the touchscreen is because all you motherfuckers have to touch it. And I don't trust the average human being to wipe their ass without getting shit on their fingers. That's all I'm trying to say. People are like, you want to go out to breakfast? I'm like, nope. Nope, I'm going to skip it. I'm going to skip breakfast. If we ain't making it here, I ain't eating breakfast today. I'm not going out to breakfast. You know why? Because at 5 a.m., you really don't give a f***. I don't give a shit if you're the best chef in the world. You really don't give a f***. I know I don't. Here's how I know I don't give a f*** about what you're doing. I'm showing up at 5 a.m. to order a goddamn omelet, and I'm going to order from a guy that has no teeth, and he's showing up at 5 a.m. going, they pay me too much to be here. I'm like,
quick
3
pivot
crunch
point.
wraps.
Both your bets lost. Terrible.
How did those lose?
They were awful.
I told you the Devin Booker one was a maybe, bitch. He wasn't playing.
I know, but they both
I
lost.
fucking said he probably... The other one lost? The good one?
They both lost.
That's bad luck, but it's free money, so... I'll tell you what, I'll send you $40 right now. You want to place a bet?
Kinda.
Who's playing that?
I don't think we can do that online, though.
It's Friday the 13th!
You didn't know it was Friday the 13th? We have now done January 6th and Friday the 13th.
Boy, we're just really digging in on these Uncle
Dark-sided
folks. Yeah. Still kind of pissed off about... I've been thinking a lot about what you said last week. About... The don't tread on me thing is now racist. And I've said that to other people since we
Dude, it's upsetting.
Motherfucker, dude. What a goddamn ridiculous...
I don't even know how to take it back. Can you take it back? Or is it like when it slips off the beach into the river that's carrying it out to the ocean and now the shit's gone?
It's well known that the riot incited by the raising of taxes in this country is founded on fucking lies. No, 100% it is. The entire war, like the merchant taxes that were being put in place were like 1%. The cost of the war was like 5 billion% of that.
What do you? I don't know. I still don't.
So like
it sounded like you were saying like the reason why they threw shit into the harbor was
based on lies. Absolutely, yeah, completely. It was rich dudes convinced other idiots to do stuff for them. 100%. America's the richest country on earth, though. So what are you gonna do? And then after the war, they're like, how are we going to pay all this back? They're like, oh, yeah, well,
we just borrowed it back.
Taxes, motherfucker. You want to talk about the Second Amendment?
That's why fucking George Washington took his shit and was like, I'm going to go make my whiskey on the Kentucky River within the borders of the Kentucky Territory, and now it's called bourbon. Now I don't have to pay whiskey tax. Suck it, Trebek.
Yeah, he had resources. George Washington.
he had a few.
George Washington is... revered on the History Channel for being the first white man.
Remember how we got told his fucking teeth were made of wood?
Wool.
No, wood.
No, man.
But anyway, they were actually made of fucking other animal teeth
Daddy,
and
bro.
like fucking...
They were made of ivory and bone, yeah. I don't give a fuck. What do you want me to say?
Just saying, like, the lies.
I heard a lot of stories about George Washington. I like how George Washington won the American Revolution. Never mind all the guys that actually did
I say
all
some
the
shit
work.
like that to my dad one time, and he fucking like went off the handle about how I fucking believe the government fucking is just a gigantic conspiracy theory.
God,
I'm like,
dude.
hey, weren't you in Cambodia when we weren't in Cambodia? He's like,
People get mad at me when I'm like, Lee Harvey Oswald probably acted alone. Like, probably. I didn't say he definitely did. No one will ever know. The idea is not for you to know.
was he a Manchurian candidate?
All we can confirm is that
Is it possible he shot that?
what took place, whether it was a government conspiracy, whether it was some asshole, whether it was commies or whatever else, one thing we can definitely take from all of this is the common goal at place was we got to get this fucking guy out of here. right? And it happened one way or
I
the
don't
other.
think there's like some Illuminati pulling all the strings.
I
I
just-
think it's
yeah.
randomized chaos that people are trying to take advantage of.
I don't know. We get 24 views and we say some pretty insightful shit. So I'm thinking there's probably an Illuminati out there. We should probably figure out how to get in it.
They wouldn't let us in.
No, dude. Probably not.
Maybe they would. Maybe it's aliens, and that's why they've been watching us.
Maybe we should go to that Freemasons thing. Like, there's a little brick outside that says what time they meet up there.
It's like the first Monday of every month at like 4 p.m.
You seen the brick?
Yeah. Can you just shut up? My turn.
You want
My turn.
Can I get something to put my feet up on?
No.
For next week?
For next week?
Yeah. Go ahead with your bullshit.
So on my Snapchat stories or memories or whatever they were.
You have Snapchat?
Yeah, I got Snapchat.
I don't, but I get emails all the time about people adding me on Snapchat. Don't have Snapchat.
I don't really ever use Snapchat.
Do I have Snapchat?
I like
Are we friends?
looking at my memories. That's what they are, the Snapchat memories. I like seeing the memories because some of the stuff I didn't immediately download to my phone. Now they come up in my memories. I'm like, oh yeah, I want that one. But anyway, they still pop up and I like to check them. And there was one where I went to the zoo recently, or not recently. It was like fucking years ago. My kid was just walking, and we're walking through the fucking bird thing, right? You know how the birds you're just walking through this fucking terrarium of birds. This one dive bombs
I
us.
thought I was drinking Red Bull just now, and
You had a mix of
that's tequila, isn't it?
yep,
Boy, it's been a long time.
a week.
You went to
Anyway.
the zoo with your kids.
So yeah, so I'm going to this.
Just edit that out.
Yeah, I go to the zoo with my kid, and we're going through the bird exhibit thing where all the birds kind of roll from. They're normally small birds, and this one wasn't a large bird by any means, but it like started like doing the dive bombing us, and then it was coming in at an angle where I'm like, that's gonna hit my kid. My kid is like one and a half at the time.
Right.
I'm like,
So
the bird comes in, and I thought I was just gonna like try to swing.
birds are made of.
But
nothing,
instead, like, my body actually made the right choice or wrong choice. I don't know. For the zookeeper, it was the wrong choice.
Well,
Shut up.
Yeah.
So for the zookeeper, it was the wrong choice because the bird came in and I fucking just judo punched that shit. It's just like,
Right.
Kaioken.
Can you killed an exotic bird because it's about to f the kid?
I thought I was gonna like grab it, and then I was like, I got to hear him like, I can't. Even if I catch a bird one-handed, now I have a bird by like
Buddy,
the talons. Like that sounds bad. So I just was like, Kamehameha, motherfucker.
Here's my thing about that.
And it changed course hard, and I felt horrible, but at the same time, amazing because I was like, come, I'll take on all the birds. Right. Then I like picked her up. I'm like, let's get out of this.
Right on.
And then the zookeeper was like, what are you doing?
You just smacked my fucking gay exotic bird.
She's like, you don't understand what you just did. I'm like, I fucking hope I killed that goddamn chicken.
Else, it was
That crazy looking chicken.
Wow, dude. So it kind of brings me back to dogs aren't people. Animals just aren't people. Your kid's in danger.
Fucking anything versus my kid, it's gonna die.
What's my thing like?
I don't know. That's had nothing. That's a nature thing,
couple
right?
years ago,
It's built into our system. If you don't act like that, there's something wrong.
Remember a couple years ago they killed that gorilla because a little kid got into the cage and everyone's like mad
And
at the parents.
everything's been since.
Well, I understand being mad at the mom who's an idiot, and I understand being mad at all these people, but at the end of the day, that is an artificial environment that human beings created for that thing to try.
I mean, wasn't the
probably
argument that
not
like
succeed
it
to
was
thrive.
bringing it towards the door?
No, there was no helping that kid. Gorillas don't have that. So, like, even though we are similar,
They
as
can
shit,
do sign language.
I understand there's empathy among them.
If a crow can figure out
It's a matter of understanding that the thing had lived in complete isolation for so long.
with humans.
In isolation, though.
With humans.
But they weren't like playing ball with the guy. Stop defending the moment here, okay?
No, I won't. I will
have to
forever defend Harambe.
I will not. I will not. Because I understand this one.
There's been other examples where human beings fell in with other primates and it went south and it looked like it was going to go south. And
exactly. Hundreds
pull
of
out the fucking ARs.
Let's not me go hundreds. But the point is,
chimps are terrifying.
You're playing the odds here. That kid needs to live. At the end of the day, human life, unfortunately, it's destroyed a lot of wildlife, sure. But there's also this human life and this resistance. And frankly speaking, the zoo makes those decisions. You're not ever, as a human being, I'm sorry. There are some examples, and I know we're going to open up a fucking lid of bullshit with this.
Are you defending the fact that he was shot or not?
I'm sorry. If you're
Because it seems like you're kind of starting to just like slowly pivot off your topic.
I love Harambe. I wish it could have gone differently. But ultimately, that's a baby, and I'm sorry.
I almost kind of feel like it's one of those...
People want to defend the idea that goddamn ape was capable in any fucking way, emotionally and otherwise, of discerning, like, hey, this is a baby child. It's a baby human. Now, people are morons. This is the part where they go wrong. They are aware that they're babies, but they're not. That's not a baby.
I feel like people are started to attribute this.
It's still in grave danger, dude.
Other like aspect that happens like with movies that we see, like, which and it was a true story, right? John Q. And then the other one, there's another like Vantage Point where he's trying to like, pulling some smoking the bandit shit, trying to get home to see his fucking kid. Like, so we create these, and that's happened since the Wild West. We started idolizing the gunslingers and shit.
We want to believe that child was in the hands of...
We romanticize
We
real
love
life.
that idea. Okay, Harambe is capable of communicating with human beings. He's capable of communicating with the other apes around him. Capable of understanding he's much larger and much bigger. And many dogs do, and I understand. But here's the thing is...
I mean, it could have just ripped the kid right apart.
Absolutely.
Chimps can do it.
When you're talking about the zookeeper and the people who are in charge of that situation going...
Chimps can
it's about that 100% totality. Does that thing understand that is a human child? And people think yes. And people are and right there, where people make that stupid fucking argument, this is where they go wrong. Shh, let me finish.
You watched the video, right?
The part where people go wrong, though, is the part where they give Harambe the credit of understanding that that's a pious... Let's face it, dude.
I don't think it was looking up the word fucking pious in its
my
goddamn
fucking
mental
point, though.
dictionary.
People go, it understood. No.
It's not in its vernacular.
I don't think that thing gives a fuck that that's a human being. And we have a decision to make. At that point, is human life more important? And at the end of the day, who is any man...
So what did you think it thought of? What did you think it was thinking?
I don't think it thought at all. I think it was a goddamn ape. I think it was thinking a lot of things.
I don't think it has a thought process whatsoever.
The point is you see a lot of videos of a silverback ape with a baby, and they shove him in the water, and they play, and he holds him under the water. Ha, 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 ha.
Right.
You do that with an infant child or even a toddler.
Yes, obviously. That's not what we're talking about right now.
With the force in which they can throw their own babies around, just that force where they can just toss them back and forth, it is exceptionally higher. I'm sorry, but you're talking about
right.
Okay.
But you're admitting that even at that point, it's not trying to harm. It's intentionally
I'm okay with
playing.
that, but at the end of the day, it's a matter of negotiation, and you may have a decision to make. And no, I'm sorry, you're living in an otherwise completely human-made environment.
But wasn't that whole ordeal like they just decided to...
I guess what I'm really getting at is very
first
simply,
cut, Han Solo shoots first.
Justice for Harambe. Fuck you, buddy. Okay, that's a baby. I'm sorry that her mom's an asshole, but that's a baby. All right, a decision had to be made, and somebody made it. You know what? Do you think that guy that made that decision goes to sleep every night thinking he made the right choice? No, he doesn't. You know what he did? He went, that's a baby, and I'm sorry this methodic fucking slut over here doesn't know how to fucking act, but this. Make the decision. He's like, well, they can throw each other, and by the way, they're zookeepers. They're not just zoo. By the way, they're not a zoologist. That's a fucking ridiculous thing to say. These people understand things like, your baby.
Like when you work at the fucking zoo,
they know shit.
Yeah, you are a zoologist.
But most of them have bio degrees. Most of them are smart enough to know. Other people who work with this guy...
they understand that animal.
First of all, the decision was made, very simply put. Other people worked with this goddamn thing. And I'm going to call it a thing.
But they didn't want a lawsuit, so they fucking shot the
fucking lawsuits. It wasn't a financial decision.
Yeah,
I'm sure that played...
It was probably...
No, it's as much emotional decision... Okay, it's an emotional decision or financial decision. Cool. Cool. Elon Musk is dangling a baby off of a skyscraper. Okay? Oh, and then he pulls it back, and then a sniper shoots him.
Did that happen?
No, this is just a great example. Then he pulls it back.
I don't think it is.
No, stop.
All right.
Stop. This is what I equate it to. Elon Musk, let's do a human version of this, is dangling a baby over a skyscraper. Michael Jackson the fuck out of it. And then he pulls it back, and somebody shoots Elon Musk through the head. Do you know why you shoot him through the head? Because you don't have the fucking... You firstly and foremost, you're not psychic. I'm sorry. You're not clairvoyant.
Where's the shooter at?
Who is a fuck?
I mean, if he's right next to him, why would you not just grab him?
I'm sorry to say that the animal was targeted. The only reason the animal's alive is because there's an artificial environment created for the fucking animal anyway. The fact is, the animal has babies. He's been around little things.
Surrounded by human beings.
You can throw a baby around as a gorilla. It's a baby gorilla. That thing's a fucking gorilla.
Okay, the kid was not a baby. It was not in diapers.
Buddy.
It was like a fucking 5 or 6 year old.
1,000 pound almost machine.
I get it.
There, okay?
I understand. It could rip him from limb without a fucking.
It's a matter of trust. Now listen. So here's why I think it's okay they shot the gorilla or ape or whatever the fuck it is. Are you ready for this? You ever gone someplace where you knew you didn't belong there, only among humans, and felt unsafe? Have you?
I don't think that's only among humans.
Buddy, I'm asking the question.
You've never been hunting. I've seen a deer walk in.
I will not have that fucking life of that child just in any fucking danger at all over the decision that was made. They made the right call. F that. I will stand by it till the day I die. Do I want anything bad to happen to animals? No. No, I do not. But God damn it, a decision has to be made. The idea that that child's life wasn't in danger because that thing had been around humans. You're out of your fucking mind. I've been around humans. I'm not okay. They're not okay around me. I know who I am.
Yeah, and so do they.
You're asking the goddamn monkey to understand what the fuck you're talking about. It's not gonna.
Oh, but it understands sign language, but it doesn't understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it understands what the fuck you're telling it. Sign language is very handy. Listen, according to recent science, it looks like I could whoop Harambe's ass. Is that my phone? Oh, that camera's dead, huh? And then we'll both lean in and. All right.
Right. So. What is the largest animal you think you can take in a fight, or at least survive the attack?
Can I have two answers?
Yeah.
First
do two. Give me the one you think you can actually like beat up and fucking beat the shit out of.
Or
do them back.
Let me do my ridiculous answer first. Ready?
Okay.
Based on the previous conversation we had, whatever Harambe was.
You think you're gonna take a full-grown ass gorilla in a fight?
From over the rail, dude. When I'm just like.
No. It's you and the animal and
we
these.
Like, razzle?
Yeah, it's just you and those.
The largest animal I definitely think I can take
Maybe
down.
you can use a rock or a stick nearby because
does the animal have friends?
It's attacking you. You are out in its environment.
Is the animal going to East Cleveland me or downtown me? I'm not understanding.
It wants you dead.
It's just me versus the animal, though?
Yep.
And it's going to fuck me up? I would say a small black bear. I could probably fuck that thing up.
You think you can beat a black bear?
Yeah, I've eaten one before. I want some of that.
Like a small one is still like.
What's a small one weigh?
Probably still more than
not
you
like
do.
a grizzly or a Kodiak.
Well, no, a small one of those is like 800 pounds.
Yeah, I'm talking about a little guy.
But like a black bear?
I'll fuck up a bear.
I don't think you're fucking up a black bear.
Well, you can't trust an orangutan, dude, because that thing's got that whip
dude,
snap, dude.
Any primate is ripping you fucking to shreds. Like, you don't stand a chance against any of them.
Well, I mean, I'm not really a
the fact that we're somehow at the top of the food chain makes no fucking sense to me. Especially when I get sweat in my eye, like when I'm working really hard in the fucking summertime, and like that shit gets in.
Humans have kind of progressed to where.
How did we get there?
Humans have progressed to a point where even humans are living in an artificially created.
Because we ate mushrooms off of other people's shit.
Listen, man, I'm not gonna go too far into this. I would say the largest animal I think I could beat in a fight, like a fucking. Let's line up and do it. Me and you, girl.
To survive the attack, you fend it off. Because you said black bear. You said you could.
Oh, I'm being attacked and I can fend it off?
You're out disc golfing.
I could fend off a polar bear.
Fucking, you're bullshit.
You light a fire and the thing's out of here. It can swim though. Oh, this little motherfucker can
like,
swim.
It fucking hits like
Oof.
No.
Largest animal I think I could.
How you lighting? What the fuck you lighting the fire with?
I could. Shut up, dude. All right, I get to make the rules.
You're
asking me.
You don't have a flamethrower in your pocket.
Eat two dicks at the same time, buddy.
What would you like? Shit, you would normally
largest
be just walking around with.
Largest animal, like I could fuck up. Just gonna deal with it. Smack it on the head with a shovel, or
you don't have a shovel. You're out and about in the fucking wild.
Where am I?
Wherever.
That's ridiculous. Every time I bring something up, you're like, no, you don't have this. You don't have this. Why would
because you're like, I have a shovel. I have fucking grenades. Like, buddy. No, you don't. First off,
I have a knife.
When's the fucking last time you had a shovel?
I was digging some holes.
And 2009.
Well, it was I'm sorry. I'm from the 1900s. We used to dig holes. We didn't used to. All right. In circumstance, I'm just taking a stroll through a place and
You get attacked in the wild by an animal. What's the largest animal you're fucking beating?
I feel like I'd probably beat Brendan Floyd's ass, dude. I'd probably fuck him up.
That is not a wild animal. He's a human
I just want to
being
shout out my boy.
with a social security number.
Oh.
Give me an animal. You said black bear a second ago. And
I would say so. Like in Michigan, we got these little.
And then you had a bunch of
little
rules.
known thing. Like a wolf, you're not fucking that up because all the other wolves can come and get you.
Because he's rarely alone.
A bear, dude, a little baby bear wandering around. Mama bear might not be there. She might be there, right? See, now we're talking about this. Forget the wolf pack. Forget that. I'm not fucking with no wolf. The wolf wouldn't fuck with me anyway, dude. Because one thing I always have with me, always something to eat, bro. Something to eat. That's all that thing wants. Doesn't want to eat me. Just wants something to eat. And I'm not gonna beat.
I mean, that's probably why I started tracking you in anyway. I could smell the jerky in your butt.
I'm like, yo, come here, my baby. And we'll fucking sit there. I'll pet it like a baby. And I'll be like, get the fuck out of here. And dogs, no, not to fuck with me. Because that time was that dog.
All right, so what is the largest animal you think
the
you can
largest animal, I think, well, I can beat up any deer. I could just horn them. As long as it doesn't horn me through the chest.
You think you can?
I'll fuck up a buck, dude. I'll fuck him up. I'm sorry, this isn't Big Buck Hunter. The thing's not going to turn around and point.
They're a lot stronger than you think.
No, I know they are, but I'll fuck them up, dude.
Like, those things, that shit on top of their head weighs a lot. They're carrying that fucking around.
No, if that thing gets you, it gets you. Dude, I walked out of my house.
You're not okay, dude. And the fucking hooves.
We're talking about a thing that's going to fight me, though, and I don't feel like, you know what I mean?
A buck would fuck during the rut and shit. There's all kinds of YouTube videos about fucking people getting attacked.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I'm not really out there fucking with wildlife, but I feel like if you're gonna stick me.
I don't understand. Hang on, real quick. How are you getting attacked by the buck if you're out there hunting? If you're out there hunting, you have a weapon. Why are you not already trying to kill that fucking deer?
Right. Tell it to Harambe, bud.
I'm making you jerky.
I'm gonna fuck that thing.
Get in my sloppy dough.
First off, anything that tastes good is getting that close to me, going in me, one way or the other. Biggest thing I think I could fuck up. All right, say a little baby black bear. I'm wandering around because I do wander around Bald Mountain, Lake Orion, Michigan, best disc golf course in America. There's no bears there, but say one did wander off the trail. And say we can execute the fact that Mama Bear's not gonna show up. So it's just me and like a baby black bear. I feel like I fuck that little bitch up.
You can beat the shit out of a child.
I'll fuck him up. Oh, baby bear is bigger than your kids, dude. I'll fuck your kids up right now, dude. 1 foot. No.
I was gonna say, like, I've punted some raccoons in my time.
Yeah, and I'll fuck up a raccoon, no problem. People
unless I'm in the attic
like, that
with
thing has rabies. I'm like, yeah, but it can't give that to my shoe.
Then I'm getting the fuck out.
Well, bang. Yeah, no, I mean, like, little stuff, yeah, you can fuck up a rabbit, whatever. But something's like...
Hey, remember when Danny... All right. It was like right after we chased that alligator into the water.
We chased what?
And we were me and you and fucking the old Leyden Stone boys.
An alligator is not used to being in any way threatened.
Well, you were telling fucking Danny to just run in real quick and grab the disc and run out. And I was like, have you guys never seen a single fucking episode of Crocodile Hunter? That is the one thing you do not fucking do.
Really?
You walk in slow, calm, and go right to what you want and fight back.
That's the one thing you know in Crocodile Hunter? Let's not get into this.
I also learned not to fuck with stingrays. And it's on site. That's what I've heard from TikTok.
Things you can fuck up.
Stingrays, still on site.
So anything that's a natural predator, if you will, is not really used to any adversity.
I know Steve wouldn't want it that way, but...
It's not used to adversity, right? So fending off an alligator, not really that big of a deal. It's not, dude.
I remember thinking
if you're in the
that
water,
when
fuck
we
you
chased
up.
the one.
Well, like, if the thing's
I knew that even back then. I was like,
it's not used
on
to
land,
yeah.
I want to see what I got.
Dude, I feel like we need to do some
in the water.
We need some animal folks on this, but I'll fuck up a black bear. I seen Khabib do it. I seen a video of him just fucking up like 6 black bears.
I remember reading in the fucking
book I got, like
I
can fuck up
black bear just ripping the fucking back of a skull off. No, it was like a normal sized, like 400-pound fucking black bear just ripped the skull off a fucking kid.
That thing wanders up on my lawn. I'm sitting there. I'm gonna be like, There is no way that's how this is gonna end. That's it. There is no way that's how I'm going out, baby.
I was thinking, if it was like,
Do you want to know what I'm terrified of?
I don't know.
I'm talking about fucking up black bears, which probably not.
I'm terrified of a chimp getting loose from the zoo and just being crazed.
Just a chimp scratcher.
Scratch. No, they will pull and rip you to fucking pieces.
I got to tell you this. If you have more than one cat and you die in your house, I want you to know this about your cat, who you probably feed vegan food to because you're an idiot. They will eat your flesh until somebody finds you.
Right. That's why they're the fucking like lords of the dead or whatever the fucking.
All I want you to know about your cat is it's just waiting for. Oh, cats will sit on your lap while you're on the potty because you're vulnerable. Because when you're going potty, you're vulnerable. I'm like, I'm not vulnerable when I'm going potty.
I do think that each individual animal has a little bit of.
I guess it would be.
I don't know if it's the same amount.
Animals, I think I could fucking beat
but
up.
There's a lot of individuality. I've had enough animals and been around enough animals to.
They have personalities, I guess.
Yeah.
Or they have different inflections. They have different things I need from them. They have a part of
a soul.
I disagree.
At least.
It's just things I need from them differently from the other one. Just like people with their kids in the 90s.
What the did you just say?
I said I feel like people get multiple pets and they have like, different things they need from them. And that's how they treat them. That's like that inflection of that. Just like people who had kids in the 90s. And the biggest animal I think I could definitely beat up would be a newborn black bear. Barely walking. Kick its legs out. Pont.
I feel like there's raccoons that are bigger than a fucking newborn black bear. We've seen raccoons bigger.
So it wasn't really a question of the most terrifying animal I could beat up, like the biggest.
It's not terrifying. What's the just in general? What do you think? Like pound for pound. One time I was with this guy doing. What do you think you can fucking?
All right, man. I don't know about me, but like I was doing a bunch of cocaine with a guy. He owned a bunch of horses one time. He had like a baby pony, and the pony like nipped him, and he fucking punched his pony in the head and it fell over.
Dude, I'm terrified of horses.
Fuck up. What? Really? You want to hear the dumbest thing ever? On Mackinac Island, it's called Mackinac.
Yeah. That's why I'm terrified of horses.
No, fuck the horses.
That and the fact that like
I'm afraid of butterflies and moths. Like no one. I don't want. If I see a moth,
you know how smart crows are?
I don't believe that shit. I believe that's the thing.
No. So I've been.
This is Xerxes. I'm a falconer.
I have been.
Gay.
Just every once in a while. I don't do it consistently, so they might be better if I did it consistently. But I have every once in a while been out kind of half-ass training the local murder of crows.
A murder of crows.
They have stopped getting into my garbage. They have gotten into every other garbage on the block, but they have not gotten into our garbage since I started throwing out fucking crackers. I would go, hey, I looked at the one. There was one hanging out in the fucking
weird, isn't it?
Right there. I was like, hey,
it's wild.
This is for you.
So you started.
This is my. I said something like, "This is my offering," and then I handed out like I saw there like 8 more showed up, so I tossed out 10.
So you started offering the local blackbirds your table scraps and communicating with them.
Straight up crackers, gave them Ritz, good shit.
Yeah. So okay, let's just summarize.
It was a kind of weird yet wholesome thing that you immediately turned into something unairable.
Yeah. Yep. Biggest thing I think I could fuck up, I don't know, probably some kind of cat.
Like a bobcat?
Rock bottom, that little motherfucker. Dude, it gets here with the claws, but it doesn't realize I want to die anyway, and who shall bang?
Like you're still coming out f***ed up. You're...
Oh, if I'm drunk, that thing's fucked.
All right, I'm with you. I'll take a bobcat drunk.
I'll fuck up a black bear. Oh, hey, see that guy right there? He's
no.
Still
a bear. I don't.
The bear, but does the bear understand?
Does
the bear understand the people? He knows.
No, I don't think he does.
The fucking arrogance of people.
He just has brute
God
fucking strength.
This is where we're going out. We're going out on this one. This is tonight. This is where we're going out. The fucking arrogance of human beings to think that goddamn ape had any understanding for the fact that was a baby, had any understanding for the fact that it was different than any way that was special. They position themselves as saying people.
You already did this.
The liberals that think that they're more special than the goddamn ape. You're right. You are. Not to me, but
why did you go back here?
I don't care that Harambe got shot.
And that's why I'm your favorite cousin, Casey Jones. And that was Trent. He just... He just tripped over like everything in the hallway. And that's, I believe, called instant karma. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.